All right, here we are. Welcome. Tuesday morning, doing a little sports recap for Monday. Oh man, I'm getting excited. We're almost there for March Madness for the NCAA tournament. Watched Houston win last night. I'll tell you, Sampson, their coach, he is Kelvin Sampson. That dude is a gangster, and I mean literally a gangster. He's had corruption around him everywhere he's went, but boy, that guy knows how to coach basketball. I'll give you that. Never been a big Houston fan, but boy, he's almost making me a believer of that organization. They are something else. All right, if you could, first and foremost, hit the subscribe and like. It means a lot to us. I did finally, as I said in the other podcast, I learned how to respond to comments, and I will do that from now on. I will be a good boy. Let's start out with what we got in the NBA on Monday night. Mavericks suffered an injury to Irving. That's a big problem. We all talk about the Luka Doncic trade and, what it did, but I'll tell you the guy who was the happiest, besides Pelinka and LeBron, was Irving. I mean, they got to re-sign him in the offseason. They got to give him a max. What is that team without Irving now? He's the only guy who can put points on the board, because I'm not sure Street Clothes is ever going to play again. That's just my opinion. A couple weeks after, I still can't even believe that trade happened. It's like, oh, I'm going to trade you Larry Bird for a couple baseball cards. I'm like, oh my God, help me. Lord, help me. Also, on the heels of that, the Mavs are going to increase ticket prices. Yeah, boy, talk about really selling the moment, really understanding the room. The team announced Monday that prices will go up 8.6% on average next season. Oh, my God. Can you imagine the poor fans? If there's a fan out there who's actually a Dallas Maverick fan, leave me a comment, please, because I feel for you. I literally think you should get a Nobel Peace Prize, because what they have done is a crime against humanity. Don't pull a Nico. That's what I say. Don't pull a Nico. Then, in the NBA news, we got Jimmy Butler. He's getting sued for unpaid rent and damages at his house in Miami, where he's been for a couple years. Okay, let's see how this goes. Jimmy owes $260,000 in rent. All right, Jimmy, no big deal. Just another thing. $127,000 in damage. The landlord reported in the civil filing in court last week that there was mold. Okay, whatever. He didn't take care of the pool. The pool suite was broken. I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, can't you afford a pool man? I mean, my God, you're making $40 million a year. How do you not afford a pool man? I mean, what are they doing with their money? I'm fascinated. The landlord in the filing last week wants to keep the $130,000 in security deposit. We'll see how that goes. Rent was $130,000 a month, which, that's a lot of money, but you're talking about $1.5 million a year. I mean, the guy's making 40. Yeah, okay. He ain't going to be living like me and you, but Jesus Christ, can't you afford a pool man? Christ's sakes, Jimmy. Good luck to whoever rents to him in Frisco. You better get a big security deposit. That's all I got to say. All right, let's go to the NFL, because it's never really an offseason in the NFL. The Vikings announced they won't franchise tag Sam Darnold, the quarterback who got him to 13 wins, even though the last two games weren't very, very good. They said, quote unquote, they're going to try and re-sign him, but without the tag. The tag is somewhere around $43 million. Okay. Yeah. They're not going to re-sign him. This is a PR thing. This is in case the team goes down to 9 wins next year. J.J. McCarthy isn't the answer. I don't know. They see what they see. At the end of the day, though, it's not what the physical talents are going to be. It's what's between the ears. And, it's different in practice and games. We've all seen the guys who were great in practice, and in games they were terrible. And there's, vice versa. terrible in practice and great in games. It just happens. T. Higgins got the franchise tag from the cheapest franchise in all of sports, the Cincinnati Bengals. As the team says they are working towards a long-term deal, the tag is $26.2. They had $45 million in cap space. That immediately goes towards that, so they're less than $20 million. Unfortunately, one of my favorite people, Jimmy Johnson, retired from Fox. 25 years with Fox, had 2 stints. He had a stint, and then he went back to the Dolphins for 5 years. Then after that didn't work out. Good thing he got rid of Dan Marino. He went back to Fox. I think he got pushed out. They got too many guys in the booth. They want to get Gronk in there. They got Strahan. Howie Long's going to probably be the next guy to get pushed out. I just, personally, I don't even understand how Terry Bradshaw's got a seat in that booth. I mean, Terry Bradshaw's terrible. He butchers the players. I mean, he does worse than I do with Keeve. I'm telling you right now. Jimmy Johnson, his legacy, 2-time champ with the Cowboys. You can also kind of give him Barry Switzer's title, but, whatever. 1-time NCAA champ with the Miami Hurricanes. Great coach. Very, very good on TV. We're going to miss him. Have a good life, Jimmy. Go out there, fish. Key Biscayne, you go do you. The Keys. Eagles cut 6-time Pro Bowler Darius Slay. That you could see the writing on the wall. The Eagles are stacked at cornerback. Quentin Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, guy who got the interception return for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Also, we got this in. This is probably something you're not going to see too much of. New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAC, blames technical issue for Javonte Tank Davis and the knee no call in their majority draw last weekend in New York. Davis was a 20-1 favorite in this fight. I was stunned. I mean, we all know Tank is a monster, but he fought Lamont Roach, and Davis took a knee in the 9th round following a punch by Roach. Referee Steve Willis started to count and stopped at 3, then didn't rule it a knockdown. He overruled himself. Okay? Wait, it gets better. If they called it a knockdown, Roach would have won a majority decision. Okay, big problem. It is a little iffy because Davis fights different if it's a knockdown. Okay, but I get where that is. Davis said after the bout, the reason he took a knee was because, wait for this, he had grease from a hair treatment was in his eye. The ref, Steve Willis, allowed him to have his corner wipe his eye with a towel, which is prohibited during a round for a title. In New York, let's just start with New York. You can't do that. You get something in your eye, you're in trouble. I've seen a lot of fights where guys got, when a guy gets cut, they put Enswell, but they put that medication on there to try and coagulate it. And I've seen it get in the other guy's eyes. And literally the guy is blind. I think there was a fight where it got in George Foreman's eye, and he literally couldn't see for 2.5 minutes. All right. I guess we're going to see what the New York State Athletic Commission comes to, but I have a funny feeling they're not going to do anything about it. Can't have the big money guy lose. They're not going to do anything. The only thing they will ever do is go to a no decision. It's already a no decision. That's where we are. Also, the BMP in Palm Springs starts Wednesday, one of the biggest tennis tournaments in the world that's not a major. Djokovic, Alcaraz, Alexander Zverev, Stefanos Tsitsipas are all there. I've been to this tournament a couple times. And if you ever get a chance to go to a tournament. You don't have to go to a U.S. Open. I mean, just go, because and this is a magnificent facility out at Indian Wells. When when the tournament's going on, you can I literally went out to another court and I watched Roger Federer hit tennis balls. I mean, I was literally 20 feet away. Like, wow. I mean, yeah, the crowd was encircled with people. There was more people watching in practice than there was watching the matches. But I mean, Rafael Nadal, you see these guys, and there's exciting players out there. Thank God I don't have to worry about Skinner, that effing cheater. But if you get a chance to go to a tournament, go there early. Like if they have a match at 6 o'clock, your kids want to see it, you want to see, okay, let's say Skinner, or you want to see Djokovic or Alcaraz. I think Alcaraz is the most exciting guy in tennis. You want to see him? Trust me, get there about 2. Forget the 6 o'clock. He will be on a court. You will be able to see him. I don't know how it works at Wimbledon or a major, but out there at the BMP, man, you can watch them. They're all playing. I'm telling you, that's a little life hack. Your family will love it. And usually they're pretty gracious when they're leaving the court to sign. I mean, when there's 1,000 people there, they can't sign everything, but they will sign as they walk, So it's a shot. All right, if you could, that's our sports roundup for Monday. If you could hit the like and subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Leave a comment. Tell me who your favorite to win the BMP. I like Alcaraz. He is slated to play Djokovic, I believe, in the quarterfinals if they both progress that far, but we will see. And Alcaraz isn't the number 1 seed. Zverev is. All right. You have a good day and keep on trucking.